Albury have a throw-in seat just this side of the second base, like in their shooting and that. And so the centre would sit here, and the winger take a seat just in front of Shell or round further. So I came in and sit this way all the time, bang. Yeah. And I think I called out. I really like to see them split, and I'm going to take separate. So Henry, you know, and I thought, I'm going to say, and then the same game I said,
Is this yours, Mum?
Actually, that's centre role. Defensive on there. Last ball they did. They've got Mills on now. McRae Motors. I'm Tamara Matthews, and joining me today in the absence of Rhiannon Harris is Alison Miani. Welcome, Al.
Hello.
Good to have you back on the broadcast.
Great to be here.
Well, after a week off for the Interleague bye, round 7 sees us at the Lavington Sports Ground, where the Panthers will face the Tigers. The Panthers are 7th place, but knocking on the door of the top 5 with a couple of other teams, whilst the Tigers are searching for their first win now.
And they feel very close. I was watching them train earlier through the week, and I know that they're very hungry for it, and they're working on the 1%ers to try and get there.
Bit of a weather change up today, so it'll be interesting to see the effect that has on the game, and I guess how both sides adapt to that. Watching Lavington against Wangaratta 2 weeks ago, they utilised those big balls to Erin Harbright. That might not be an option today, depending on what happens with the weather and how much the court dries out, but it'll be a challenge for both sides.
And I think it'd be curious to see the work of the defenders as to whether or not they can try to suck that tall ball into Erin. I know that's what I'd do, and whether or not they can maybe set that trap.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get to the team cards. So for the Panthers today, coached by Sarah Meredith, who is back after having a baby. We broadcast 2 weeks ago, and a lot can happen in 2 weeks. So congratulations to Sarah and Adam, a little girl, Olivia.
Yep, look out, Panthers A-grade captain in 20, what are we, 35? No, 20, 45, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot can happen. But starting today for them, goal shooter will be Erin Harbright, Soph Cole-Hagan in goal attack, Amy Houlihan wing attack, Rachel Galvin in centre, Isabel Crouchberger in wing defence after her fantastic game against Wangaratta, Steph Clancy goal defence, Mariah Olsen in goalkeeper with Ellie Lyons, Kaya Harvey and Abby Hamblin off the interchange. Not listed today is Claudia Wheatley and Priya Cole-Hagan. So looking at the Albury Tigers, coached by Amy Platt and Viv Jones. And their starting lineup will see Ella Stevens in goal shooter, Chloe Knight goal attack, Alira McCowan wing attack, Sarah Mellington in centre, Amy Platt wing defence, Audrey Adams goal defence, Georgia Pigden goalkeeper, and an interchange of Georgia Harrison, Lucy Picola and Sarah Jones. So some familiar faces there for Albury. Sarah Mellington is back into that lineup after not being available at the start of the season. Audrey Adams comes up against her old club. While for the Panthers, we're starting to see some really great combinations building between Erin Harbright and Soph Cole-Hagan.
And it's actually a joy to watch them all warming up, seeing not only some of the young players from both of these teams. I know that there's been a few of them away on state school commitments from both sides over the last couple of weeks from both A and B grade, and they are warming up with really sharp footwork. You can see that they are well and truly switched on from having a lot of recent, really high-level netball experience, which is really great to see. Yeah,
there's certainly been a lot happening. I know Isabel Crouchberger is coming off a big weekend last weekend as well. And Lavington are coming off a great win 2 weeks ago against Wangaratta. It was a really interesting game. It was a broadcast game. Wangaratta led probably the first half and were just able to maintain a lead. Lavington would come back and Wang would blow it out again. But the third quarter saw Lavi hit the front. They maintained that, but late in the game it was Wang's turn again to get in front. And you just wonder whether the experience of Wang would get them over the line. But to Lavington's credit, they absolutely fought to the end and scored a fantastic win. So I reckon they'll be taking a lot from that win.
And I think that there's a few players now. I mean, it feels safe to be able to say the experience of Wang. But, I mean, now these youthful players here at Lavington, they have experience themselves and they know how to grind out a win rather than just staying in front for an entire game. So
yeah.
It's really cool to see that next gen come through and now be labelled as the experienced ones too.
Well, that's right. And someone like an Erin Harbright has been part of this side for a long time. And for Lavington, like I said, sitting in 7th, but on 12 points alongside Cora, Rutherglen and Wangaratta, who sit ahead of them. So they're 5th, 6th and 7th. There's going to be a real fight in this second half of the season for that number 5th spot. Ahead of them, we have North Albury and Wodonga in in third and fourth on 16 points, so only a game clear. But again, fighting for that double chance in that third position, while top of the ladder is Yarrawonga, who are undefeated, and Raiders sitting a game behind them. So looking like two clear leaders at this stage, but they're certainly tight at the top after that, right down to seventh position.
So fun.
Absolutely. Looking just over last week, 2 weeks ago, the last round, some interesting results there. Yarrawonga 42 defeated North Albury 37. So that was probably perhaps a closer game than many would have expected, given that Yarrawonga are undefeated. But it was a bit of a shootout. Maddie Allen, 26 goals, while Lily Kelly, 26, also almost identical stats from those two shooters. And it was probably a theme that we saw through the round, big numbers being put up by one shooter from a team. I think Myrtleford were the only side where we didn't see that.
And what a treat, though, too, in that North Albury side now to have somebody of Jess Garland's experience to come in and not be the person taking the large volume of shots.
Yes.
Like, she just gets to focus on being the playmaker out the front with someone so reliable as Lily behind her.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, they'll be really trying to build North Albury into that back end of the season. Corowa 47 defeated Myrtleford 31. And again, Lisa French with 25 goals for the Roos. There she had a day out. In the other games, Wangaratta Rovers defeated Albury 48-39. So again, that was a reasonably close game. Albury certainly took it up to them. Wang Rovers, we know, full of some young superstars. Soph Pasquale and Sammy Krelsham shot. Again, it was Sammy Krelsham with 23 goals, the big scorer there. While for the Tigers, Ella Stevens, 28 from 31. So fantastic to see her have a really good game. She sort of played a quarter here and there and been on and off, but it sounds like that was a really consistent game for her.
Yeah, but I think after having had that development year out at Billabong has done her the world of good, because it's given her some confidence to now start to applying those skills with even the stronger players that she's finding herself up against each week.
Absolutely. And in the broadcast game, as I said, it was Lavington 48 defeating Wangaratta 47. Again, it was the shooters, Erin Harbright 35 goals from 46 and Amanda Yamanski at the opposite end, 37 from 50. So we're really seeing shooters, or one of the shooters in the team taking that lead role. Whereas I think if you look at a Raiders and a Yarrawonga, they have the potential to probably share that load a little bit more. And I think for those sides, that's where they can really get a jump on teams. So just looking at today's game, some of the key matchups, I'm interested to see Alira McCowan starting in wing attack, and I think the battle between her and Isabel Kreutzberger will be outstanding. Izzy Kreutzberger, we saw her in that one game. She was the player of the day that day. Her ability to get off the body, clean intercepts, two hands to ball was really outstanding.
Extremely efficient footwork getting off the body. Really impressive watching her now here in the warm-up, as I was saying. And it's going to be a very good match with McCowan's speed off the line as well. And I think that's definitely going to be the matchup of the day. Only seconded, I think, by the Pigden and Harbright down in the other end as well.
I agree, and I think this is where, Georgia Pigden coming off the body, not getting stuck on Erin Harbright's body, but being able to sit off, play, and put some doubt into the passes will be really important. She's a really clean player and super athletic, Georgia Pigden, so I'm interested to see how she goes today. As we see the teams wearing the green bibs is the Panthers, the blue bib is the Albury Tigers for the Terry Socks It to Cancer round. They are raising money this round for the Albury-Wodonga Regional Cancer Centre. We can see the umpires in their beautiful pink socks as we get some audio from
Sarah Mellington already.
As I was saying, umpires in their pink socks. So great to see everyone doing it for the Terry Socks It to Cancer round. As the teams line up.
I love watching Sarah Mellington be able to have a little bit of freedom, run around in the middle of the court. She's such a ball-hungry player and can be so valuable defensively with her instincts. But having the freedom to be able to just pop back in and connect whenever she's needed all the way along the court and fill those two roles, I think it really tends... She loves stepping up to that kind of a role. So I'm excited to see her do this again.
And she's great for their side in that, as you mentioned, she's so athletic, but she can run across a number of positions. If they need someone to pop into goals, she's your gal. I'm sure she could defend as well. So it's Panthers with the first centre pass taken there by Rachel Galvin.
A lot of socialising going on. People probably making their post-game plans between each other.
Just getting things sorted over on the officials' bench, I think.
Really curious to see how Lavington are going to run their subs between these three really high-class shooters and see if that's going to change the way that they structure their circle.
Well, I think Ellie Lyon, we've talked before about the excitement she brings when she comes onto the court. She's, as we see the game starting, she's a bit of an excitement machine.
And very much playing a triangles drill out in one little top corner of the goal to start with, of the transverse there.
You see there, Adams just coming off. Pigden just probably needed that tiny little step around.
Lots of that front space being held.
And it's Panthers with the first goal on the board. First quarter brought to you by Blacklocks at Lavington.
Lots of prelim work done well off the line by McCowan there, so it's going to be curious to see if she aims to use her speed off that line with a bit of a run up prior to the whistle and straight into the hands there into Houlihan. Beautiful use of the pocket drive there by Amy, and has a great exit strategy out straight to the top.
And smart play by Colhagen, just popped the little one over. I reckon that was well within her zone, but opted to go with Harbright, who was closer to post. And she will get a second shot.
And the sun just popping out for the first time today, straight into some shooters' line of sight. We'll see if that has any sort of a impact later on. I'd usually use it to blame a couple of these.
That's right.
Stray shots myself.
And Lavington.
No need there.
Go to 2 goals, and it's Panthers back with the centre pass. Houlihan sitting off the line, but finding space.
And you can see she's prioritising that top position. She's really aiming, even after the exit strategy out of the pocket there, she's aiming to the top of the circle. And it's curious to see if that's going to be the plan for Galvin to clear out, for Amy to hit the top of the circle throughout the game. Certainly worked for the first 3.
So Harbright just missed a couple of early ones. She'll be wanting to settle pretty quickly here. A shout out to Father Steve, who this week is joining us from the sunny coast and Noosa. What a place to be.
Both of our favourite bus drivers tuning in today, Jerry Simpson and Steve Harbright.
I tell you what, there's just no one we don't reach. And a ball over the back line, so turnover for the Panthers, and they will get the throw in through Mariah Olsen.
And we've got Steph Robertson in close, with Kreutzberger taking the narrow second phase. Very efficient through the middle centre. You
can just see there the Lavy attackers in.
And too much pepper on that one.
Yeah, we see Colhagen. And, Colhagen and Houlihan just sitting really deep and allowing lots of space through that centre third, which is really important on a day like today because you have to nail the timing.
Sorry, Tamara, I'm a little bit distracted, not only by the beautiful socks of our umpiring official, but also his green hair. I'm not sure what's going on there. I have questions about his week.
His Friday night, perhaps.
And I'm here for it. Houlihan is very committed to having her hands over.
He might have missed the memo about the green bibs and somehow got that mixed up. Millington looks to the circle, but no one there, so smartly just
really
resets to line.
Position. Ella providing a very clear target there. Stevenson, she's rolled around to create even more front space there for Chloe Knight. Nice rotation to the front by Ella Stevens.
Oh, it looked like it was going, but it's just popped out.
It's skimmed out the top. I wonder if it's a similar problem to what Harbright's had at this end with their
looks slippery off the surface.
Off the top. I don't think Soph Dederach had any of those issues in the last game because hers were just finding the net.
Yeah, that's right. Colhagen with the long shot. Just falling short, but it'll be Harbright with a penalty right under the post, and hers also just popping short.
Very efficient refeed with Houlihan again at the reliable position at the top of the circle, giving just enough space to prevent Mellington's hands from interfering. And again, McCowan with lots of deep prelim work before she even hits the transverse. So I wonder how Lavington will respond to her breaks.
Well, and she's so quick. But on a day like today with the surface the way it is, and I don't know if it's slippery or not, it certainly looks okay at this stage. She just needs to give herself that room, and then she's hard to beat.
Yeah, and look, lots of really well-drilled front cutting work there, whether it's front cutting to hit the top of the circle or back to the high point of that goal third.
And a stepping call, I think it was there. So Aubrey with the turnover. They'll get another opportunity through Adams. Good
Just
contest
a little
by
bit late.
Birchberger, yeah.
But I'll tell you what, she had great feet to come around. It was just probably that last step was a little bit too long. Really well read, though. And Ella Stevens providing a really nice alternative target.
And she's just drawn the contact there. The difference being, I think she was more upright. Just needs to be careful she doesn't get too low and continues to mix it up, not always going for that hold.
Really wide line there by Houlihan. Off the line, and she's found herself completely unchallenged at the top of the circle that time.
And Harbright takes the Panthers to 4, leading the Tigers 1 here on the Blacklocks Lavington scoreboard. And we've gone 6 minutes here on the NZ.
Lovely
time
drive
clock.
to the top of the circle there by Alira McCowan.
Chloe Knight with a great chase.
She drags her player out to the sideline. Well taken by Mellington. Re-offers.
And neither team's shooters really just able to settle into rhythm so far, but it's Tigers with the ball back in hand. McCowan doing a power of work here.
Lots of triangle drills here. Young kids watching at home. Do your drills.
Yeah, Clancy went hunting, just left Stevens free. So Tigers go to 2, trailing the Panthers 4.
Really clever screen there, but didn't come up with the goods. Lots of committed hands over here to try and put the pressure on and prevent it from getting to that goal third. Almost forced the error. Robertson's outside the circle with Mariah on her own in there. Again, anything that appears to be catching the ring is slipping off.
Yeah, we're just getting a little bit of sun breaking through. Hopefully the court and the rings can dry out a little bit, so we
wouldn't mind thawing out a bit myself. Great timing again by Houlihan, and Galvin straight to the pocket. Good adjustment by Pigden to come in front.
Panthers really finding a lot of space through the top of the circle and through that transverse area, and their timing so far has been excellent.
Erin providing a great target there, almost to the post, probably just one extra drop than they would have hoped. And Adams has really got Harbright tied up at that post, but now, and she's not letting her settle. That curious battle.
Yeah, and the footwork from Adams there is
overtime,
excellent.
isn't it? She was not letting her settle with one target, and the feeders just wouldn't know where to put it. But in the end, I guess they did, so I'll be quiet.
So it's at the Panthers 5-2. Tigers certainly a few opportunities in the last couple of minutes. And again, ball in there, attacking third and just turning it over. So probably one of the things I need to look at the quarter time break is converting a lot more of those balls that are getting through and over the transverse line.
And I think the timing of that second phase, once it crosses that transverse, could be their key. They've re-offered either a little bit too early or a little bit too late, and then it's just created that congestion, and then the opportunity's not there. And Colhagen found one there without any ring, so no such problems with skimming off the top.
No, the net's not an issue, the wet net. Houlihan forced to go back to Clancy.
Front cut again by Houlihan, very confident, and great footwork there by Pigden to adjust the hips and come around to take that square. Re-offered by Platt, still looking to cover and cross that transverse. Lots of zone defence working here with Lavington. Really committed to trying to get the ball back after they've coughed up. Long
and
feed.
Olsen, great tip from Olsen. Went up with the outside arm, just tipped it into the space and was able to chase that down herself. So turnover the way of the Panthers and
Good grab by Houlihan.
Very fancy work. Oh, and there's that surface.
And we've made a liar of her. She has, for the first time, hit the top there without perfection.
And that just slipped.
A little bit ginger. It was just a slip underneath the footwork, underneath the soles of the shoes. Nothing she did. She's running it out, as young people can.
And Tigers again just being held up here at the top of the circle. And it's McCowan with the penalty at the top into Chloe Knight. But again, just not within shooting range. You can just see Knight and Stevens still really trying to work out where each other are going, trying to balance up that circle. As Stevens...
Coach killer.
Oh, just sort of went to pass. It looks like it just slipped straight out of her hands.
Straight out and onto the feet. Bummer.
When it's not your day, it's not your day.
So it looks like the Tigers are really trying to apply some pressure in those turnovers in the centre third, but just not with the same commitment and structure and the communication that Lavington have been able to achieve so far. So it'll be interesting to see if that changes at the quarter time break as well, as to whether the transitions are responded to differently. Nice clear out there by McCowan to take both defenders with her and open up.
And I'd be coming off the body and putting on maybe a bit more of a space defence, trying to force Lavington to put some balls over, particularly with the court service the way it is. Force some big balls. And Knight, right idea, wanted the quick one off to Stevens, but Mariah Olsen read it beautifully.
Great balance by Olsen. She took that really high and landed very cleanly.
And then involved in the give and go. As we see, just being held up a bit better this time here. And Adams came through for the fly, probably unlucky not to get that cleanly. And again, just some dropped balls. And that's just the pressure of the defence. As we see, Colhagen too big on the shot, but Harbright able to rebound that.
I suspect that Erin's just overthinking it here. They're not even bad shots. They're only off by a mil. But she'll get in the groove now that we've nailed another one there.
12 minutes gone on the NZ Albury time clock.
Deep into the pocket for Houlihan, and looks and takes the front option from Harbright. And we're going low for both of them.
And Colhagen, without a beat, takes the Panthers to 9. And a footwork call there, McCowan.
I suspect the ball rebounded off the ground a little bit slower than she was expecting it to from the water, and that's what's put the extra time on the step. But responds beautifully with some aerial play there right on the transverse. And pops back again off the circle to re-offer into space.
Looking for someone to come.
Give her shooters some timing. Working her way. For the first time, I suspect, the shooters have actually been trying to take those penalties, draw those in by cutting the front space, and Alira's been able to do it successfully, but with a turnover for time there. Bit of confusion without the rotation happening in the circle.
See Houlihan. Great hands over from Amy Platt.
Absolutely, and I think that shut down the quick feed into Harbright that Houlihan was looking for. And again,
up.
And that's just what's forced that small error then.
Yep.
Really effective hands over has meant that Amy didn't quite put enough pepper on it.
And Pigden was in that front spot too. As we see Colhagen, she certainly has her eye in. Panthers go to 10. 8-goal lead here in the last minute and a half of this first quarter. Brought to you by Blacklocks of Lavington. And it's ball over the line. So Albury again with an opportunity. Adams to Pigden. To Mellington.
We see Harrison's come on down the end in place of Chloe Knight, so it'll be interesting to see if that changes the timing. Has taken a really strong possession at the front of the circle. Olsen's going to be very hard to beat on the rebounds, so...
Yeah, and I think this is where Ella Stevens is really going to have to keep Mariah Olsen busy. She's going to have to try and draw her with some strong leads and lots of movement. She cannot get stationary in that circle. It allows Mariah Olsen to get a good look at the ball coming in, as we see.
And also not underestimate the effect of a good screen or a shepherd to try and keep her out of a rebound or the second offer.
So Colhagen, Panthers go to 11. Tigers on 2. We've got about 30 seconds to play in this opening quarter.
And Tigers really not offering anything down in that top part of the goal third to cross that transverse again.
Crouchberger wearing McCowan like a glove. Harrison, great fake to try and find Stevens. The pass didn't quite come off, but the intent was there, and Albury have worked the ball back, and Stevens has given them a late goal. They go to 3 just before the siren.
And I think Harrison's already given us our first change there that I really like to see, because the maturity and just having eyes straight to the post, and I don't think we saw that enough through the earlier parts of that quarter when the Tigers did get possession around the circle edge.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
Goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball.
And several positional changes coming on here from both teams. Get excited to see who steps up here and keeps things clean, or if we have some timing issues, because there are a lot of changes around that mid-court.
Yeah, so for the Tigers, McCowan's gone into centre. Harrison's stayed in goal attack. And Albury with the first goal on the board of this quarter. Mellington to wing attack. Defenders are remaining the same.
As they should for Lavington. They did a sensational job in the first of shutting down any rotation.
And Colhagen puts the Panthers on the board at this quarter, second quarter.
Shot.
Brought to you by Avis, Albury and Wangaratta. And so for the Panthers, we see Houlihan go to centre.
And some wonderful work there by Kreutzberger to get back before she went up, and it made it really efficient and got hands on a very high ball that she probably had no other right to get onto.
No, and Lavington with a throw-in. Ellie Lyons has also entered the court into wing attack for the Panthers. And a quick outlet ball there from Olsen to Clancy, and Panthers very, very swiftly have it in their goal circle.
We've got a great new contest with McCowan against Houlihan down the middle with two of the league's probably most athletic players.
Both go right in the basketball court too, Al.
And clever players too.
Panthers go to 13, leading the Tigers 4.
And Adams did a lot of work there to get front position, came around with the outside arm, but was probably just a little bit off with the timing. Leaving Pigden alone in there and the refeed to get a better shot for Colhagen. And she appears to have found her groove. I don't think she's hit the ring in the last 3 or 4 shots.
No, she's certainly been the dominant shooter so far today. As Stevens comes out and Clancy came around, outside arm.
Big challenge from McCowan to get the footwork and win that.
She did well
race.
just to stay on the inside, and we've had the ball go off. McCowan's out behind the tent somewhere chasing a netball. Oh, and she's back.
And then nice rotation by Harrison. Used that back screen, the look-away pass into a lovely space held by Stevens right in front of the ring. Robertson out for a penalty, but was enough to put doubt in Stevens' mind, but that'll be a little bit of a confidence booster to get one again.
Houlihan with a strong drive to top, but got to wait for someone to come to her. And, the quick outlet pass from Lyons.
Worth a crack.
Yeah, there was certainly someone under there, but I don't think Colhagen knew it was coming. So Aubrey with an opportunity off the baseline.
Deliberate clear out by Platt to try and drag one of those double-teamed players with her. And it allowed that side channel for Adams. Nobody pushing forward, and Adams very clear in what it is she thinks needs to fix the situation.
Yeah, she spotted Harrison lurking very, very deep.
Very slippery down there.
Just slipped as well. Might need to get the squeegee out at the next break, I think.
Well, and I don't know if it's a coincidence. We're not seeing nearly the problems with people's underfeet down in that southern end of the court. Both sides from both quarters appear to be struggling with a couple of those places up in the north.
Harbright pops out again, but able to rebound her own ball.
And they've all been straight shots because they're coming straight back towards her.
Takes the Panthers to 15, leading the Tigers 5.
Really wide take for Harrison. And then Melzo takes the second feed just at that transverse, still finding trouble to try and penetrate through to the goal circle. Stevens is timing a little bit off with the negative pass between Platt and Adams. They've found McCowan in the pocket with a lovely feed, just skimmed across the top of Olsen's hands.
And well weighted. She waited for those other players to complete the drive. It opened up Stevens behind. Tigers go to 6.
I find that McCowan really knows when to be quiet with her work on the ball and throwing a balk or a dummy, and when to be really loud with it and add a bit of pepper on it to dramatise and try to sell the shot off or sell the pass to somebody else.
Colhagen, could have gone through nothing but net from this angle, but
I love
missed.
it. I love that Pigden played the mind game there and changed up her defence over shot. She's noted that Colhagen's drained the last 4 without touching the ring. So she gave her basically clear view of the ring that time and defended from the side. It was enough to force the error.
Yeah, and
That's smart keeper play.
The ball's just
I am
gone.
not getting that.
The ball's gone under the Ovens and Murray ute that is parked next to our live stream broadcast tent.
It's an auto, Tam. You could reverse that out for us.
Could do a manual too. That looks like Clancy to the rescue for the Panthers. She's familiar with utes. A farm girl.
Lovely timing. Well done, Ella Stevens, to drag her player out and then just wait her change of direction enough to provide a target under the post. And that'll be another confidence booster for her.
I reckon she just fumbled that ball, but the umpire was probably in the wrong position to see and looked like it was a contact. But
never saw nothing.
They will take that, absolutely, as McCowan goes back.
We really want to have the confidence to move forward.
Yeah.
Tigers looking as their first option backwards each time.
Yeah, so Bacola's coming to wing attack for the Tigers as well. And her and McCowan stuck in the same pocket. They need to get some separation on that circle.
And a well-weighted refeed there from Ella Stevens. assist into Georgia Harrison for a lovely shot under the post.
So Tigers go to 8, trailing the Panthers 15.
I feel like the Tigers at the moment aren't giving themselves enough confidence and backing themselves to release the ball when they first see an option into this goal third, and I think they need to release it earlier because the options are there, but they need to commit to the option.
Oh, and McCowan, great hands to ball. I think she just got a toe over the
step
line.
over the line. I don't know how she didn't fall over.
No, some of us would have. Al?
Not me. I wouldn't have gone for it.
As we see Cohagen turn and just take the shot. However, this time it's Harbright with the rebound. I think the foot was over the line, so...
Once again...
Oh, no contact on the post, it may have been.
Curious to see how Cohagen adjusts because I think that Pigton's just gotten in ahead a little bit with those last 2 shots. Rightly so. I'd be thinking about it myself.
Great outlet ball from Platt finds Harrison.
And it's that early release. The option is there. Sometimes it's a little bit too early, but if it's there, just let it go.
You can see Pigton, when they have the baseline there, she's ready just to give it and go, get things happening, and they need to do that. Don't give Lavington time to set up through that mid-court because that's where they're struggling. Harrison forced to go back, and again, Platt just being brave and giving off the big ball. Unfortunately, this time, McCown couldn't get to it cleanly, but...
I probably would have liked to have just seen Alira just to angle her drive slightly forwards rather than into that back pocket that time. It was a little bit flat and horizontal for me, which gave enough of a window for Amy to come around in front.
So Picola.
Awkward sideline position for the re-entry, smartly centred by McCowan as the offer. Nice clear by Picola to the top of the circle. And it moved the defender's hands over the shot so that Harrison could be seen much more clearly.
Oh, a nice baseline drive by Stevens. Just slipped
Another
through her
little fumble
hands.
out the back.
And that shout out to Sky Hillier, ex-Panthers and Tigers player, but recuperating at home after another lot of surgery on her knee. We hope you're resting up, Skyvo. Good day to be in bed with the legs up, I reckon, now.
Take all the meds, Sky.
Every time I look at Georgia Harrison, I'm just reminded that I think they're uncanny in the way
same
they play.
person? Yep. Lucky I've got my specs on today. Hopefully.
And great release from Cohagen. Probably didn't quite have enough on it to Harbright, but she was able to draw the penalty.
And Tigers have managed to just pull back a couple now, and I think it's this little bit of confidence. They really need to be brave.
Yep.
The opportunities are there.
We have gone 8 minutes here on the NZ Albury time clock, and
You see another forced error there. Another one off the baseline. I would absolutely be making the most. I'm excited to see Georgia Pigton's re-offer here. It's not only her massive wingspan in defence, but when she winds up, she gets very Joe Weston with her shoulder pass.
She does. And you can see she's driving it right to that line, so that she's getting some good depth down the court. Yeah, Joey Weston, didn't she give off a couple of great goal assists last week for the Vixens?
And I'd really like to see that same kind of idea. If Harrison was to start right down low, there's no reason why the offload from Pigton can't go right down to that next transverse, because I think they've both got the smarts and timing to be able to pull that off.
And just over the line.
Just a toe over the line there by Houlihan. She did well to read it. McCowan left her no space. She held onto the line the whole way round. The step-in risk not paying off for Harrison that time. Robertson far too smart, and she screened off the rebound. Hugging that sideline. Lyons stays with it to try and keep the congestion with the defender out.
Yeah, and look, the Albury defenders, credit to Platt, Adams and Pigton. They're certainly making life much harder this quarter down that attacking end for the Panthers.
They seem to be dictating together this time instead of working separately.
Forced the error there, but Pigton just not able to keep it in.
And we just saw there between Platt, McCowan and Adams all working together to really dictate their respective players onto that same sideline and starve them of space. The turnover didn't happen there, but we saw Pigton almost got the hand to it.
Yeah, strong hold then, take from Harbright there. She scores. Panthers go to 17, leading the Tigers 9.
Nice timing by Picola off the line. Made the most of Kritzberger jumping to create the space under her arm for the flat ball. Harrison down nice and low, taking up lots of surface area on the circle there to suck Robertson down and just drop her shoulder for the penalty. And the Lavington throw in out the baseline.
Quick outlet and
Centre channel used much more healthily that time by Lavington instead of getting stuck on the side.
I think that comes from those quick 1-2s off the baseline.
Split lead there by Tigers. Adams takes the front cut and draws 2 defenders with her to create the third drive for Platt. They'd probably prefer to not be at 5 passes before they make it into the centre third.
Oh, Crouchberger.
Extremely well read.
It wasn't rewarded, but took a great flight, that ball. On a dry day, probably would have had that. So
And Platt
Stevens.
looks long.
Little one to McCowan. So again,
Much better use of the rotation there.
and good vision from McCowan.
As we
So
see Chloe Knight back on for Harrison this time.
Tigers go to 10, trailing the Panthers 17 here on the Avis Aubrey Wangaratta scoreboard. We have got about 3.5 minutes to play in the second quarter.
I tell you what, Pigden's footwork coming forward and behind Harbright is really challenging Erin.
Umpire just holding time. I'm not sure what for. Game is back on, so it's Houlihan. Opts to find Harbright over the top.
Perfect feed.
And again, Pigden on the rebound.
And look, as lovely as a target as Erin is, I think Pigden is doing extremely well, given the circumstances, to be able to force her into a different position as a target every time. Erin's not being allowed to set up and settle into one particular target, which is challenging for the feeders. They don't know where to look when they turn.
McCowan spots Stevens deep in the pocket.
I actually really like Ella Stevens running wide and low a couple of times to create that space. I found she got stuck a little bit central a few times in the first quarter, and I think this is opening up the space much more nicely.
Well, and committing to that drive, and so making the Lavington defenders then have to choose. Do they stay and go for a 2-on-1 and leave Stevens out, or do they commit to her and allow that one-on-one?
Contest there between McCowan and Houlihan. McCowan all over that slightly slower paced ball, and Platt working extremely well there to come around in front with her feet. Unlucky to not come up with it off the sideline. Kreutzberger extremely athletic to save it off the sideline, and McCowan again extremely good reaction time to pickpocket straight out of the release from behind. It's really strong hold by Stevens there and challenged by Olsen from behind.
And there's just no margin for error down either end. They're both defenders, both keepers in Pigden and Olsen, mopping up the rebounds for their respective teams.
And look, as much as I really like the few times that I've seen Pigden come out and playing goal defence, I think that she's a brilliant player out there. It's hard to choose because watching her be able to read things and pounce on them responsively from the position of keeper, I think is really valuable as well. Be curious to see if they switch her up in the second half and bring Pigden out into goal defence to change up that timing with McCowan.
Yeah, as we see Mellington back onto the court in wing attack. Ball just rebounding between players, but McCowan with the penalty outside the circle.
So a really lovely front hold there by Stevens.
And strong take.
Absolutely, and strong hold and strong take, which I'm really loving seeing now that she's grown a little bit and she's obviously done a little bit of the gym work. Her core strength has definitely improved, as you'd hope it would for one of these young athletes now that they're a young adult.
So 11 plays 17. We've got about 30 seconds to play in this quarter. Certainly not long. Aubrey
Mel's
wanting to
sneaking
try
through the tiniest laneway that she had no right to do there and found the little gap and snuck through.
Aubrey would be keen to try and get a late goal on the
We really want to
board
get
here.
eyes here to the post. Every extra feed is an extra potential error here, so we want to get eyes to the post every time.
And the clock just running down with that ball out the back.
See if we get some long bombs here to try and yeet it down to the circle. We can hear the timer in the background.
And there it is. So it's the Panthers 17 leading the Tigers here at halftime. This is OMFNL Live, and on OMFNL Live you won't miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
Beautiful front position.
She has.
All sides of the circle.
And I think defensively, Isabel Crouchberger again showing her strength and dominance through that mid-court in taking the players out of the play, but also having a fly at those intercepts as well.
And as predicted, we've got Audrey Adams has switched back into keeper, and we're going to see Pigden out here on the transverse in goal defence. And I wonder what impact that's going to have in the way that Tigers have been trying to penetrate into their attacking goal third. You see Platt doing an excellent job here, deliberately trying to keep Lions off the top of the circle.
So Lions still in wing attack.
And it's forced the error for enough time there for Pigden to come around in front and tip it onto Platt.
And Galvin back to centre for the Panthers. Millington forced to go back to
coming
Platt.
Backwards again. Probably like to see Platt re-offer a little bit wider on that transverse if she's going to, because it won't be long until Lions
And a held ball there on the Tigers. Stevens was calling for it, but I think Millington was struggling to see past the hands of the defender. So it'll be Olsen for the Panthers. A big ball to Kreutzberger and two bigs, and Platt mops up behind for the Tigers. Her pass to Bigden is not picked up well, but rebounds to a player.
Super effective work here by Kreutzberger, keeping Mellington off the circle. She turned around to feed, eyes straight to the post, but she could see nothing but Kreutzberger's forehead and hands.
And Knight takes the Tigers to 12. Third quarter brought to you by JJ's Waste and Recycling, as we see McCowan with a strong drive.
A smart grind through the centre, but tipped off again by Kreutzberger with excellent footwork down that centre channel. Knows when to clear backwards as well.
Well, I think the thing too is she
equally met by McCowan's almost mirrors challenge on the other side of the court.
And they've done that a bit today. It's sort of what you can do, I can do better. But I think the other thing with Kreutzberger, not only will she get the tip to that ball, but she's able to keep her footing and chase it down and pick the ball up, loose ball up. So, but it's back in the Tigers' hands, and it'll be Knight with the ball fairly high in the circle. She'll be looking to pass off, and she does.
I'd really want to see a higher volume of shots. They're finding the ball inside the circle, probably often enough, not as often as they'd like, but the first option needs to be to go to the post.
Yeah, and I think Ellen Stevens is just getting stuck in there on the body on a hold. As I say that, she shoots a goal. But when that's happening, she just needs to recognise that and I think draw out and open up and come again. Try and get Mariah Olsen out of that goal circle as we see Tigers pick up a bit of a random ball here.
I feel like there was some sort of an accident there that's happened between Colhagen down to Knight.
Well, I wonder.
Teammates have seen each other's familiar face.
Chloe Knight.
It was a perfect pass.
She's come across from North Albury, and Colhagen obviously the same. So you're right. I think it may have been
nice little
brain fade.
Roll off by Stevens to allow that position there for Knight. I really want to see Knight put that shot up. Back yourself. She's got a great shot. Straight shot by Stevens. She's knows that that's her job. We want to get the volume of shots up.
And Tigers go to 14, trailing the Panthers 17. So they're back to within 3. And Tigers send a pass. They just need to keep the work rate up and release the ball when someone's there. Good to see Stevens out of the circle.
I don't know that I'd be taking Chloe Knight as a holding option behind Mariah Olsen today because Olsen's just finding way too much airtime. I don't think that they'll make that mistake again.
And Pigden.
Chloe Knight's strong enough in front. She'll come around in front each time now.
Lions, quick one too with Colhagen.
Eyes straight to the post.
Beautiful hold from Pigden.
Excellent hold.
And forced the error on the shot. So it'll be Adams for the Tigers.
Met with strong hands again, and Kreutzberger forcing Mellington high. So they've got that combination of really strong hands in the goal attack and the wing attack, defending in the transition. With Kreutzberger forcing the wing attack high, means that they really are starved of options. You can see why it is so difficult to get down there. And Robertson just being denied. She was a little bit late coming around in front.
I'd like to see
2-on-1.
Aubrey sight the post a bit quicker. We had a situation earlier where Stevens drew Mariah Olsen right out, but Aubrey had looked sideways rather than looking down.
At the space that had just been created.
15 at play, 17.
See who can respond with composure here. Tigers can sniff it. But we just want to see how the decision-making responds.
Colhagen turns and shoots, and Harbright over the top with the rebound.
Colhagen could run a clinic with her footwork on the refeed.
Harbright just fell short, but rewarded with the rebound. And Panthers go to 18. 5 minutes gone on the NZ Albury time clock.
Millington in front, Platt re-offering from behind and straight down the middle channel, and that's the brave position. As soon as the option's there, you need to release it. Big, strong take there.
And again in that front position that we talked about.
Yep. As a coach, it gets you excited when you see a young player make a mistake that gets corrected immediately. People using their brains, great to see. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with a goal to reward it. But Tigers making it difficult to cross the transverse of their own. Platt forcing Houlihan high.
Oh, and Harbright on the fly, but ball just over
Looked like
her head
she'd
a
actually
bit.
hit that really well, but
Again, a dry day. It may have been a different story. So Tigers down on the transverse line. Millington.
lots of pressure from the Panthers. Nice split lead there again from Knight and McCowan. Want to see eyes straight to the post.
Oh, and Knight popped through, but ball had already been released, and Lavington forcing Aubrey
Lots of
back.
resets.
And again,
Very dangerous resets because it's just sending Kreutzberger out on the hunt each time. Unforced error with the foot going over the line, and they found Stevens on the baseline. I'd be eyes to the top. Very clever little feed, closer, an assist there, and Chloe Knight scores the goal.
16 plays 18. Panthers centre pass. Houlihan. Someone's
Colhagen
calling
very
in.
carefully waiting for that baseline pop, but Lions took it first.
So Lions rolled into the goal shooter position for the Panthers. Harbright to the interchange. And Kreutzberger, two hands again. Another step, and I think she would have had that. So Galvin to centre, Houlihan to wing attack.
A little bit of timing issue there for Pigden and Mellington to work out as to who's going to clear out after they've brought the ball down in that transition. And who's going to run the side channel. McCowan from the top. Lovely spit lead from our two shooters. Knight with strength playing that front position once again. Beautiful hands from Mellington.
And a quick change again. So this time it's Harbright back into goal shooter. Lions to the interchange.
Very cheeky little pop onto Stevens that had absolutely no oxygen there on the baseline, but managed to get it over Olsen. It's making me dizzy, the changes going on down here in the attack for Lavington.
So Lions roll to the bench. She's come back into goal attack.
Must have heard there was another packet of snakes open or something. And
I think Colhagen might be bleeding from the lip or the mouth somewhere, so she's going to get some treatment.
Olsen just catching the wrist of Stevens there as she came around with the outside arm, but probably missed the ball. That front position being taken again. And I think that these are the front penalties that the Tigers players were trying to suck in there, as Stevens has a lovely goal from the mid-range.
So Tigers have levelled at 18 goals apiece here on the JJ's Waste and Recycling scoreboard. We've gone 8.5 minutes in the third quarter after trailing 11 goals, 3 in the first. Tigers have worked hard to get back in, and a fumble there from Houlihan goes the way of the Tigers, a repossession call.
Clever long ball from Platt down to McCowan. Committed hands over the lines, but not quite as disciplined as we've seen them earlier. And a great target again from Stevens.
Much better, and that's that 1 second release from Knight to Stevens. The ones we talked about, and Tigers for the first time in the game have hit the lead, 19 goals to 18.
And really appear to be having faith in each other in releasing the ball early. If someone's asking for the ball, it's because they think that they can take it. So give it to them.
I think we're seeing a bit more movement from the shooters too. They're
Chloe
coming
Knight's-
further out.
She's come a long way out, hasn't she?
Yep.
And then that has really split the circle to create the one-on-one contest there for Stevens with the late shot that is drained. Well done.
Yeah.
Lovely break here, and we've got the Lavington have rolled and made more changes to their attacking end. Audrey Adams doing a lot of work here to try to prevent Harbright from settling, and Erin is rightly shifting her hips around to try and change the target.
So Kaya Harvey's come into the wing attack position for the Panthers.
And Erin's clever little step back there has created a space for Ellie Lyons to step in and have a smooth shot. Comes square to Pigden off the centre pass. We've got two men down.
Mellington slipped.
Stacks on at the circle.
And it just caused Kreutzberger to fall over the top of absolutely nothing in that. Bit of a comedy of errors. So we see Knight again far out of the circle. But it allows her then to re-enter in that front space rather than getting stuck in behind defenders on the baseline. Just a bit of a wayward pass there, but starting to see a bit more thinking in the attack end from the Tigers. As we have another ball down the hill, is it? Someone's...
Does this always happen up here tomorrow?
Oh, not my day, Al.
Used to have kids down there to chase it for us.
Maybe we just hit a target better.
I didn't. It's when I usually needed a break, I'd send it long.
Yeah, that's right. The Panthers, Olsen. So a bit more defensive pressure here too from the Tigers. Hands over everything. You just feel like their intensity in that part of the game has lifted, as we said. Lions.
Lovely timing from Lions, and that bounce pass to the pocket was just sent a little bit long and skipped off to the baseline. Great clear and drive there by Pigden to take a long one on the transverse. Lots of work.
And
Ellington
I don't think
taking
that's
hers all the way to the
3
sideline.
feet. But anyway, the umpire missed that. So Pigden to Mellington.
And I just think Tigers this quarter are really finishing their drives so much more efficiently than they were in the first two. Yeah, in the first.
We're driving with a bit more
Yeah.
intent too, I think, as we see McCowan. Gosh, she's
The
been one
finish
of
on it.
Albury's best today.
Great assist there from Chloe Knight. Stevens is really confident with her holding.
21 plays at 19.
I love that those earlier fumbles from Ella Stevens haven't dented her confidence in going for the high ball up against some really worthy and respectable opponent in Olsen. We've seen what she's doing in the air. McCowan takes another one in the air and smothers the ball off
Almost
the feed.
a rejection, yes.
And it'll be interesting to see if that forces the feeds to think twice off the next one. Mirrored play again by Pigden, another reject. I think that this will definitely make the Panthers think twice about sending those high balls over the high hands.
Oh, and Harbright.
Great
The long
rebound
arms.
by Harbright. Absolutely not napping. Well done.
20 plays, 21. It's Tigers' way, and their centre pass to come. And there, the drive out from
Straight
Stevens.
through, eyes to the front.
So just seeing that circle open up a bit more with that drive from Stevens out of the circle, and couldn't quite get in a position to rebound, but I think the contact, unfortunately, I know it might be ball out of court.
Yeah, and I think those strong, fast releases would have to make the Tigers coaches happy. Person's asked for it and they've given it. Great timing by Knight there to pop around the front.
Down the hill again. We've gone 13 minutes on the NZ Albury time clock. Incorrect throw-in, I think that was. So Panthers have an opportunity to level it here.
And a hand to it from Chloe Knight, so that's going to force some rethinking here from the Panthers as they're stuck on another sideline. Probably a little bit ill-disciplined by Stevens. She'd certainly made Olsen think twice about releasing that, but just jumped in a fraction too early. McCowan's taken Houlihan out of that connection option and managed to get around in front again, just over the sideline. Loving this contest between these two speedsters.
Oh, and a great ball from Colhagen over the top to Harbright and a
Wonderful
strong take.
target. Wonderful target and a strong take from Harbright under some real pressure from Adams there. She did not let her settle. We're seeing a baseline throw in from halfway along the circle.
Oh, and Harbright will get that one again. Pigden pleading with the umpire to say shot taken.
Can't
21 goals apiece. We're into the last minute of this quarter.
Interesting battle happening between the two
Oh,
teams
and-
over in the other side. Forces the long feed.
Pigden had the front spot there, just not able to go vertical enough to cleanly take it. So Panthers to throw in.
Scoots off the baseline there by Colhagen. Come on, I came up today because I want to see a yeet into the circle. Let it go. Wind it up. Pigden's going to do it. Who's the target under there?
Someone get post.
We've got 5 to go. Don't
Knight.
think they've realised how much.
Oh, and a
there
save
is.
from Rachel Galvin. Stops the ball. Mellington has a shot. Not fast 5, Sarah. Won't count. This is O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
S&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball. It's the start of the fourth quarter here at the Leamington Panthers between the Tigers and the Panthers. Quarter 4 brought to you by Border Bandag, and it's game on. Alison Miani, 21 goals apiece.
It was a little bit early. I hadn't finished my cup of tea.
Lavington that quarter being restricted to 4 goals. Tigers shooting 10 to get themselves back in this game after trailing by a fair bit early. So credit to the
Chloe
Tigers.
Knight really followed her path there, but I just want to see her square up a little bit more. I feel like she's got a little bit more she could present with her shoulders to her refeed when she does come forward, because her timing's really good for it now that she and Ella are backing themselves.
So Tigers have started how they finished. The Panthers have moved Crouchberger to goal defence. Clancy or Robertson.
Oh, wow. Oh, that long stretch of Pigden forced Colhagen backwards in a Steph Wood move, and she's drained it with a little bit of pomp and ceremony around the ring.
So Clancy back to keeper. So Lavington changing up the defence.
Stephen's gone wide there again. I really like it when she's running the wide baseline.
Yeah.
Opens up a clear channel for Chloe Knight to come in.
So Houlihan to centre, Galvin to wing attack, Kaya Harvey. Wing defence, Harvey to wing attack. Stevens, sneaky little pass, finds Knight.
I think she did the right thing and turned to look at the ring.
And she
got
did.
Put off by the sun, but it was a good little offload because Knight's drained a beautiful shot.
Yeah, and I think Clancy had a great stretch over the ball. So,
I'd want to see Pigden wait for that one, because the amount of hang time she gets over that pass, if she just had waited the second for release, I think she'll be able to smack down a few of those. See, Platt's come back into wing defence.
Oh, great chase from Pigden. Can't get it to a teammate. Harbright does a great job of keeping it in, and Panthers come up with the goods, and it's Colhagen who'll take the shot.
Oops-a-daisy. Hadn't released it. Another drain by Colhagen. Nice timing by Knight off the line there. She hasn't taken many of the first phase receives.
No, and it's a bit of carnage down here.
It's that slippery feet again underfoot because...
Again this end, isn't it?
McCowan found the corridor to slip through, but two people lost their footing.
And Platt just wound up and found Knight and said, this ball is coming and you need to take it. And she did. So McCowan with the ball at the top.
And that's the thing, we're not playing juniors here. Release the ball, send it through. Beautiful shot by Chloe Knight from about 3/4 of the circle.
Her and Cole Hagan's shooting practice at North's paid off together, as we see Houlihan.
Sure, North Albury are thrilled to know that their development program's paying wonders for these other two clubs.
As we see Harbright take the Panthers to 24 goals as well.
And Chloe Knight's dragged two defenders with her to open up a space for Mellington to pop out. And finishes the drive there again by Chloe Knight. Smart play. If you're not going to get it, at least take your defender out of the,
and
out of the equation.
Had to go back to Pigden.
Galvin unlucky not to tip it back to Harbright there, and they're going to make Tigers work for it from their defensive third.
Millington probably just
Awkward
pulled up a bit
angle
short.
along the sideline, but you've got...
Oh, Pigden
I
at full stretch.
did not think Pigden was going to nail that.
Without doing a hammy. She found McCowan, who's great drive to the circle edge, and
unlucky footwork. Or was it footwork or was it over the line? I think it was footwork.
Yeah, called footwork.
Must have been on the pivot. None of these young players. Reset by the umpire. Trying to keep some structure, and we'll see who manages to keep that composure.
Yeah.
Who gets a little bit ill-discipline in this last quarter in these tight ones. Lovely feed, pinpoint perfect to Harbright under the post. Not shooting with the accuracy today that I know that she'd want, but she's providing a very stable target.
And the Panthers go to 25.
And
back
backing
in front.
up so many of these misses that are obviously straight shots because the ball's just deflecting straight back to her.
Harvey goes sideways to Galvin. They eventually find Houlihan, but again, McCowan wearing her like a glove. And Cole Hagan, she will turn and shoot that. And pops out this time, but she's certainly courageous in taking the shot. And we're seeing some...
Oops, and Houlihan read that second phase beautifully. She did the early work to get there and take a lovely clean intercept that should have been for Pigden.
As we see the sun come through, isn't that glorious?
Like
only a couple of hours too late.
I'm loving the accuracy in Houlihan and McCowan. Neither of them are giving a centimetre off the circle edge.
No.
And too often we see people that drive around to the pocket, they have a tendency to come off that circle and let somebody pickpocket through that little laneway, but neither of them are giving an inch.
And Harbright's just popping the ball around to herself down there, but she eventually scores and they go to 26, the Panthers. Got out to a 2-goal lead here now on the Tigers, 24. Tigers under pressure defensively, but a repossession call goes their way. So it's a bit of a lucky break there.
Yeah, Cole Hagan did the really great work in reading the play and forcing that intercept.
And call the advantage umpire. She was under the post. How frustrating for the Tigers.
Shoots straight into the sun.
Knight. And unlucky for Critchberger. She was in a great position to rebound that.
But I think they'll be glad to take that rebound after being denied the easy shot under the post from the outside penalty. Lovely target again by Stevens.
Good fake by Mellington. Looked like she was going to go to Stevens. Opened up
the
Knight.
Two defenders. They'll get a third dig at this. See, Tam, it was never my fault all those missed shots down here. These guys are struggling too, and they're actually good at what they do.
Houlihan forced to go back to Critchberger. She finds Cole Hagan up the centre and into that pocket again, and that's dangerous territory trying to go over the top of McCowan in that pocket, but they managed to get away with it, and it's Cole Hagan with the ball at the top of the circle. But an umpire has called footwork, was it?
I think it was an offside. Nope, footwork.
Galvin really doing a good job here on shutting down those drives from Mellington. She's just getting caught Finds the ball on that occasion. Bit early on the drive was Knight, but a nice
And
double
it was a
play.
really lovely forward clear, wasn't it, then to take the drive back into the pocket by
Yeah,
Knight.
and rather than just sitting out and, I'm
Yeah.
out of it, she re-offered.
Created the space herself and took ownership of it.
Panthers finding some good space down the court.
McCowan always threatening. She's not letting those refeeds rest.
No, and the footwork by Adams is not allowing Harbright to get a strong hold on there and creating doubt, and they just don't want to pass it to her.
There is just no space. No. Adams is just angling herself so that all that they are left with the target at the moment for Harbright is the baseline.
And Harbright just cannot get a set on that hold. And
Adams in front again, very unlucky not to come up with that. Poor old Harbright hits the deck there because I think she gave that everything to pull it in.
Yeah, great contest actually by both players.
Team photo with all three in that shot. And Cole Hagan.
Panthers go to 27, leading the Tigers 25. Platt to McCowan. Amy Platt's been really consistent for them on wing defence too, hasn't she, Al?
I just think that she's really directing the drive of her opponent very cleverly. Keeping them off the circle edge, dictating them towards the sideline to starve them of oxygen. I'd like to see McCowan get out of that pocket, whether that's by shuffling Melzo around to the opposite or going the long way herself.
Melzo's got the memo. She's shifted. But Stevens will get a second shot. Takes the Tigers to 26. It's a 1-goal ball game. We've gone 9 minutes on the NZ Albury time clock, and it's the final quarter here, thanks to Border Bandag. So
Harvey has been very reliable with her first phase offers off the centre pass. Excellent footwork by Pigden to come around and shift her chest towards the post.
Oh, a nice hold. And Cole Hagan really had to wait.
Excellent screen off the
3
shot too. She
there.
forced the missed shot, turned and screened to take all of the real estate out of the rebound. I'd like to see an offer up, much closer for Tigers here. We can't rely on those long bombs, especially when you've got Houlihan on the sniff.
And Melzo lucky on that occasion. She was not ball side. So Galvin doing a good job of shutting down that first phase. And Harvey comes up with the ball for the Panthers. So again, Albury defenders are having to switch on here.
I think we need to see one of either Mellington or McCowan involve themselves up much higher rather than relying on them both setting up for the split lead, because at the moment we just, as much as it's improved, we just haven't quite seen that consistency in being able to transition down into the goal third. Harrison back on now for Chloe Knight to see if we can change things up.
Oh,
McCowan has come up
through
again with a really reliable intercept, a tap that she's taken and refed long. Hopefully rewarding here.
Stevens nearly got stuck there, but they managed to find her eventually. Not sure how they got that ball through, but they did. So it's Tigers go to 27, trailing the Panthers 28. Panthers centre pass to come. We have got under 5 minutes to play. It'll be an important game for the Panthers, given their ladder position. Yeah, if she's not Rebel Player of the Day, she's certainly putting a hand up for it, that's for sure.
She's just got so much awareness too of where her players are, because a couple of times she's taken those taps but waited to take it cleanly because she knew that she didn't have people up in front of her.
Well, their closing speed is so good, isn't it, too? She's not there 1 minute and next thing she is. So
and beautifully angled feed from Mellington into Stevens down the baseline.
Kreutzberger turns herself into a pretzel but managed to get the ball off the rebound. So Panthers with the ball back in hand.
Disciplined hands over here from Stevens. You don't want to see her creeping in and allowing that free pass down the centre.
Harvey, very
great
high.
Timing.
You can see Tigers have forced Panthers all the way up the court. But to Panthers' credit, they've been really patient. They've worked that through the mess. Houlihan forced to go back again.
And I think the difference here, the times that Panthers have forced the Tigers back, it's been able to just put the passes off by those small margins. But the times here, well, Tigers have certainly restructured their defensive pressure much more effectively. But the placement of the Panthers has been that it's been disciplined. It's made those backup passes and the negative options so much more reliable so that they can wait for the opening to become available.
So Pigden goes across court to Adams. Aubrey defenders are really connected well today.
Much
McCowan.
better timing by there. From Harrison to McCowan.
And
A
Harrison.
little re-offer, the spin. Turned a body to the post, but had no intention of shooting that. Mellington back to the transverse again. Let's reset. I'd like to see McCowan re-offer here, because we just can't get complacent with Houlihan waiting to pounce. And the turnover happening for them, unfortunately.
And went in a footwork call, so we're back again, but just need one of the Aubrey shooters to recognise that and get the hell out of that circle, put on a strong drive and create something different.
I feel like fatigue's starting to work in here with some of these mid-quarters. Being a bit more selective in which things they actually re-offer
And
for.
Stevens, she had a great hold on there. And
It was the right place, it was the right decision, but just a little bit too much.
And look, it is slippery, so feeding the ball that far off the circle on a day like today is probably a
4
bit of a
passes
risk.
here for the Panthers, so the Tigers are doing a great job to try and force it, and it's taken them 6 passes to get into the centre third there.
Colhagen a long way from home. Harvey likewise. Bullet pass to Houlihan.
And look, I think it's smart dragging Pigden all the way up high there, because if you can keep that one-on-one contest between Adams and Harbright without Pigden's hands pestering.
Absolutely, and Colhagen.
And Adams has probably given away 3 or 4 centimetres in height to Harbright, but her positioning is what's kept her competitive in that rebound scenario.
And Harbright with a really strong hold and take there for the Panthers. She'll get the shot under the post. Doesn't fall in, but manages to rebound and get it to teammate Colhagen.
Clever offload.
Scores. Panthers go to 29. 2-goal lead here on the Tigers 27. Tigers centre pass. And we've gone about 14 minutes. They're going to have to make very quick work of this and score a turnover.
Okay, and so we've got Tigers with one last crack at this here. There's still time. There's no room for error. We've called time. They're going to need to be bold and take the option as soon as it's presented, and it's straight out the baseline. Probably worth a dig. Harrison was presenting a really great target there with the space. Mellington with one last little option.
Stevens
with
takes
the
a
late
shot.
shot. Nope, and the refeed instead has come up with a turnover to Panthers, which has sealed it for them.
And there is the game, and it is the Panthers 29 getting the job done over the Tigers 27, but I tell you what, they absolutely had to work for that, Al.
I'm actually heartbroken for them. I mean, I've got no loyalties here. I've played for both of these sides, but I could just see how much the Tigers wanted that. I love how they adjusted their game and stayed in it instead of letting it blow out. They were using each other's timing and space, but just couldn't make it happen. Credit to the Panthers, because I think that sticking with Harbright, even though it wasn't her best day with the shooting stats, she provided the stability as the target under the post and was committed to really good shots that resulted in rebounds. And we've got
our Rebel Player of the Day coming over to join us, and it is Alira McCowan from the Aubrey Tigers. Just pop those on.
Lyra, unlucky, mate, but what a great game. You should be really proud of yourself there.
Biggest microphone anyone's ever held. Congratulations on a fantastic game personally. You just fell short, but we thought your game was outstanding. You got them back in, the Tigers back into the game. What did Amy say to you guys at quarter time? Because 11 goals, 3 you were down, and you did well to come back.
So basically we've just been working on taking it 1 quarter at a time, and I think that proved today that we took it 1 quarter at a time. We just need to reset, and we think that 0-0 is the game every time we step out on the court. So I think today we've been working hard in training, so we really brought that to life.
Look, and it showed, because you won that second and third quarter and was so close in the fourth as well. So unlucky, and congrats for that. What I'm really fascinated by is your change this year to prioritising your netball over the basketball, because I'm seeing that in spaces on the court around the angles of the way that you're clearing and driving. Talk to us about what kind of work you're putting in that feels different this year to when you were hedging your bets across both sports last year or for every other year.
Yeah, so I've definitely been focusing on my stepping a lot with courts. I've reduced that a lot, which is great. But just even at training, like we do lots of triangle and cone work from the circle, bringing it down. So I think a lot of that has come from changing over to basketball, and it helps having Sarah Mellington, that connection between centre and wing attack. We've played together in both basketball and netball, so I think it's just helpful to have all those girls around, and they're really supportive of me coming to Tigers and focusing on netball, so I think it's been a big change. But
look, and I think Amy Houlihan made you earn every single tip and vice versa, because that was a fascinating contest to watch the two of you with really sharp angles, especially for another one with such a strong basketball background. I was really impressed with the way that the both of them held the line and ran those triangles off the edge of the circle.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Amy like a sister, and she made me work for every single ball that I tried to get then. So.
I think you both had the same instincts for the same balls through most of the game.
Well, look, bad luck. You didn't get the win, but you personally had a fantastic game. You got your Tigers back in that and really made a game of it and just fell short. But I think you guys can take a lot out of today's game into the weeks ahead, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Lyra. And we're going to get the photo for the socials, which everyone just enjoys. Favourite part of the day.
No, mate, you're a hot mess, but go with it.
I reckon you'll do fine. Beautiful. Well done, Alira McCowan. Well, Ree, they certainly made a game of it. Early on in that game, it looked like it was going to be the Panthers all the way, 11 goals to three quarter time.
I don't know why you're asking for Ree's opinion, but I'll give mine.
Sorry, Al. Whoever you are standing next to me.
Ree's probably got a review of the musical coming up soon.
A big shout out to Ree. But, you know, for the Tigers to come back into that game, we saw the defensive end work just tirelessly for 4 quarters. And the attacking end, they started off a bit rusty, but it was great to see them build to it. And Ella Stevens really came into the game.
Look, the problem solving, absolutely.
Yep.
And like Alira just described, taking that second quarter as a 0-all approach, I think it was evident because it was so much cleaner, and the timing, and I just think that the deliberate drives into much more deliberate spaces, committing to them instead of doing them 3 quarters and then thinking I'm not going to get it, so I'm just going to hang here. They still committed through and created a space for someone else behind them.
So I think they'll get a lot out of it. Panthers just hang in there. They got the win, so they'll stay in touch with those other sides in that 5th position. And the Tigers will continue searching for that first win, but I think it will come from what we saw today.
I think so, and they'll take this. Hopefully they take this into their training this week and they take it into their next couple of games.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us, Al. Big shout out to Ree, wherever you are tuning in from Sydney, I believe. I'm sure we'll see you again this season.
She's having some hot chips at Circular Quay by now. The show would have finished.
Thanks to everyone for tuning in. This has been Ovens and Murray Live Netball, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.